Hi, I'm Dino with Nexon Travel Group, here with tips and tricks for your next adventure. Today's tip is, don't fall for these scams if you're in a major city. If you're in Spain and bump into someone named Eduardo, don't be fooled by his bulging muscles and beautiful tan. Eduardo will take you to the most beautiful places in all of Barcelona. He will also make you feel like a pretty princess, as he lavishes you with gifts and makes the most tender love to you that you've ever experienced. You will then compare that lovemaking to all future relationships, dooming them to fail. You will fly back after he leaves you before you wake up, making sure you are unable to find him. I'm sorry, I can't do this. You guys sent me out there to fail. Like, what was I even reviewing? How I could have every single one of my stuff to the brim? I can't recreate it with anyone. I've tried. I left my wife for you, Eddie. Oh yeah, and I guess Barcelona has great beaches too. What the fuck do you want me to do here? Bullshit. Please pay no attention to my bucket hat. I got it off a traveling Australian and most certainly not a child. With that little bit of business out of the way, I want to discuss something with you guys. In my sweet, sexy 19 years on Earth, I've been called a few names. Captain Sticky Fingers, the Great Sniffer. Sometimes those two nicknames combine when I'm running away. But if there's one thing I've never been called and never will be, is smooth. And that clunkiness does get reflected in every aspect of my life. I know you watching see me as a god amongst men, with how smooth, sexy, and funny I am. That's all through the magic of editing, baby. And in one of the worst aspects of my clunkiness that I want to highlight is I am a very bad texter. I can't strike up a conversation with my friends, and if you ask me to text a woman directly and not follow her home, I can't do that either. And you may as well double and quadruple that when it comes to the act of sexting. If a woman asks me what I'm wearing, it's more than likely that I'm going to respond with, haha, cool, because the idea of committing to any sort of naughty talk makes me incredibly uncomfortable. And I think it should make everybody uncomfortable because it's inherently cringe, but I'll get back to that later. Which leads me to today's subject of this video. I don't know how many of you are familiar with former mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani. If you haven't heard of his name, I'm sure you've probably heard of a little something called 9/11, because that's what Rudy is most notably known for. He was the acting mayor during that tragedy, and has since become one of Trump's lackeys during his time in office, even representing him as a lawyer, and representing himself in the modern times as an unapologetic slimeball. Regardless of politics and whether or not you like him or dislike him because he's on Trump's aisle, homie's shady and pretty gross. The evidence of him being shady is the fact that he backed up Trump's claims that the election was stolen and rigged, and the evidence of him being gross is just by look at him, ew. And also he's somewhat of a perv. Now I know this isn't particularly strong evidence because Sacha Baron Cohen's a bit of a liar himself, but if any of you are familiar with Borat 2, that old man who's trying to whip out his ding-a-ding-ding in front of the young news lady is Rudy Giuliani himself. Aside from that, the evidence only comes through vibes, and if you are going to tell me with a straight face that he doesn't give off the vibes of somebody who breathes heavily over your shoulder while licking his lips, well, I'm sorry, my friend, you give off the vibes of a liar. That all being said, the vibes that he's been giving off for however many years has finally paid dividends in the form of evidence. And unlike my husband of 18 years having so-called proof of me being gay, we have solid as stone proof of Rudy being a creep. Because, my friends and my dear viewers, Rudy is being sued over alleged harassment. Can you believe it? And because we've been such good boys and girls this year, that lawsuit comes with a little treat in the form of evidence, meaning we get an insight into this alleged harassment by Rudy Giuliani via text message. Oh yeah, my boy's still a stallion. So please do yourselves a favor, sit back, relax, and prepare to cream your pants as I read to you some of my favorite highlights of this text exchange. Enjoy. Mr. Giuliani.
Every place.
Miss Dunphy.
You were finding a little place in the woods.
Mr. Giuliani.
Get off the airplane in a new city.
Miss Dunphy.
On the airplane?
Mr. Giuliani.
Go right to the hotel. Give the indiscernible money. Miss Dunphy, on the dining room table?
Mr. Giuliani.
Yeah, and we go right ahead wherever. On the floor of the living room as soon as we get in. We don't even have to make it to the bedroom.
Dude, you're 79 years old. You should be making it to the bed. Looking at a woman for too long will throw out your back. This is just gonna straight up kill you.
Miss Dunphy, yes? Mr. Giuliani, all the clothes come off. Miss Dunphy, oh yes, oh god.
Hey baby, do all of the clothes come off? Exactly.
Mr. Giuliani, let the doorman wait outside to bring in the luggage. Wait, We need a little time alone. Yeah, I need a little time alone with my girlfriend here.
Polite reminder that this is a text exchange and not a phone call. He writes like a deranged lunatic.
Miss Dunphy, that's right. Mr. Giuliani, with my daughter.
Miss Dunphy, that's right.
Mr. Giuliani, with my little girl.
I find it disgusting when people call their partner daddy, but to call someone your daughter is just worse. The only way this could have been a worse look is if you said my infant baby girl.
Mr. Giuliani, I want to own you officially. Miss Dunphy,
Oh yeah?
Mr. Giuliani, legally with a document.
That's awesome. Miss Dunphy, put your name on. This sucks so hard. How old is his mistress or whatever? Oh Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry, that was mean.
I've never seen anybody look like they have an extra pair of teeth.
I know she's the alleged victim in all of this, man, but god damn. I cannot imagine a more unattractive couple to go at it. Oh, to be a fly on the wall of that bedroom would be a nightmare. We've got one more text exchange between these two to get through. And believe me, I've saved the best for last. But I want to awkwardly shift over to something related to this topic that I haven't been able to bring up naturally. Some universal advice that every man, woman, and definitely not child needs to hear. When you are rambunctious, rather revved up and or bricked, please do not text anyone. Do not call anyone. Do not answer anyone. Do not smell anyone. If you're experiencing that level of bunda need, go take care of business yourself. As someone with copious amounts of experience at being desperately sad and needy, the best thing you can do for your own relationship or this person you're pursuing is to not even attempt a sexy text message exchange. Oh, while it's happening, you might think it's amazing. You might think it's even hot. But the minute that your ape brain has been satisfied and that cloud has been lifted, you're laying in a pool of sticky regret all over your tummy and sometimes your chin. If you want to be a hater and not believe me, I challenge you to go back to some of your old dirty text messages and just read some of those things on its own without the context of monkey brain. Obviously, you'll have to wait an hour and a half because you've seen my face. I need to cool down. But I think once you've had a little looksy-looks, you'll be on my side of agreement. Because to you may sound sexy and suave, but if I, for example, was to read them, you'd probably sound like the following Rudy Giuliani text messages.
Mr. Giuliani, come here, big tits. Your tits belong to me. Give them to me. I want to claim my tits. These are my tits.
She can't even pretend to be excited. Miss Dunphy, oh yeah.
These breasts belong to me. Nobody else can get near these, okay? I don't care if they're flirting or they're giving you the business cards. These are mine, you got it?
Hang on, there's apparently some more that I didn't even see. How would this even come up in conversation? Matt Damon is very liberal. Mr. Giuliani, no, Matt Damon is a, oh, okay, oh wow, okay. Matt Damon is also 5'2", eyes are blue, coochie coochie coo. I straight up can't even read that one. What does that mean? That doesn't even mean anything. The last thing I think anybody would associate with an Italian is a large hog. The only thing that people associate with having humongous meat sticks with is a deano subscriber. That's probably why you should do it, huh? So I'm gonna call it quits before I start ranting about nonsense, just keep the video going longer. Lesson of the day, kids. Sex is bad, and if you do it, you'll go to hell. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.